Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Divinity Dragon Commander. I've actually never played this game before. I did play a little bit pre-stream to figure out what all is involved with this. And there's a lot of, I guess you call it mini games, I guess. So it does a lot of things. So we have a handle on most of it. The real-time strategy part is a little interesting and very fast-paced. So we'll see how everything goes here. So we do have the ability to save any time, so that should help us out. And this game does have a long intro, because there are a lot of people we need to talk to before we can actually get into the game. So we will get into all of that tonight. So hello to everyone in chat. Welcome. So yeah, let's get started here. So we quickly want to show you that besides the maps that are for the campaign that we're playing, whoops, there are also some additional maps here. That if you really enjoy this game, you can play these maps as well, but we will not be doing that. But we'll be going directly to the story campaign here. Look at my desktop name. hercxena, of course. Normal difficulty, and we gotta figure out what kind of dragon we're gonna be. Hello there, Senator. Welcome to the stream. So this is fast. Alright. Jeeps, that's kind of interesting. This is the dwarf dragon. He did not have knives on his wing, but his tail with the club. So we have acid rage. Life Leech. Oh, that's pretty nice. Life Leech is a pretty nice skill though. This is like the regen dragon. Alright. Then we have the lizard dragon here. This is the healing dragon, it looks like. So we have the, I guess we call it the warrior, the mixture, and then we have the magic dragon. Sheep is a really nice unit to have. So this will actually give us an advantage in the beginning, because the Jeep can take out the small light units pretty fast, and it can take out a lot of them. But I don't think the type of dragon really matters much in this game, because you're going to spend most of your time managing the troops that you have and moving them to different places. Dragon can give you a small advantage. Not sure how useful warlocks are. Not sure if these magic units are any good in this game. But let's go with the dwarf dragon here. So this is kind of like the balance in between the fighting dragon and the magic dragon. So let's give the dwarf dragon.
Thousands of years ago, Sigurd I built incredible engines of war, and with them forged an empire. The emperor married and sired many children. He even had a love child with mysterious Aurora, an ancient dragon in a woman's guise. Once united, peace was declared in Rivellon, and bloodshed soon forgotten. But Sigurd's realm of peace was shattered when his own sons and daughters rose against him. War returned with a vengeance, and annihilation reached new heights. Desperate to safeguard Sigurd's legacy, the wizard Maxos sought the help of the one child that never betrayed his father. Sigurd and Aurora's son, the half-dragon prince. He would be the one to save the empire from ruin, and to aid him in his quest, Maxos delivered unto him the imperial command ship known as the Raven. This is the story of Maxos and the dragon. This is the story of the Dragon Commander.
Alright, so we got a small intro here. We're back into the game here again. So we'll get newspaper every day that we complete. So on the first day we have Sigurd I, Empire of Rivellon, murdered, sons and daughters go to war. Siblings vie for the throne, no quarter given. Undead proclaim war is punishment from the gods. Gold prices skyrocket. War not all bad, says dwarves. Decades of peace end on bloody battlegrounds. War waged with terrible contraptions. Elves and lizards horrified, imps delighted. So obviously factions are all 50%. So once we get into the political part, this faction affinity will make a difference.
Welcome, noble dragon, to the Raven. This wonder of engineering. This miracle wrought in magic that has a living demon for a heart. Between the knowledge I shall pry from this infernal creature's cryptic mind and the avalanche of tomes, manuscripts and blueprints aboard awaiting study, we will catch up with our enemies in no time and claim back the lands they have taken by force. Our task is monumental, but we will not have to face it alone. Two famed generals are here already, loyal to the legacy we are trying to save, and therefore loyal to you. Given time. I have furthermore enlisted the service of Grumio, an imp of devilish cunning that can fashion anything my research will uproot. Already he has created you a wonder he calls a jet pack.
Yeah, I agree with you, Senator. They did a great job with the character designs, as well as the environments. The environments in this game are pretty spectacular as well.
Talk to these men, get your bearings, and begin your conquest. If you have any more questions, you can find me in the Royal Chamber, which I shall use as a study. Good luck, Dragon. May the Divines be with you.
So left click on a character to talk with him and her. Click on a strategy globe to access the strategy map. Find Maxos in the Royal Chamber and Grimo in the Engineering Bay to research new unit types, unit upgrades, and dragon skills. So we'll talk to everybody here first before we get to the strategy map.
Let me tell you right at the bat, bastard, that I hold you in very little regard. Your father may have been a great king once, but this last decade, a crowned pig would have played the part better. He became a vainglorious fool, a sloth, and a coward. No wonder then that his own children could amass armies unperceived and strike at the heart of a kingdom in a matter of days. He tried to run, but he failed, and they slew him where he stood. Now the realm has been shattered, and vultures are picking what they can from his corpse by means of new and terrifying war machines. I'd say all is lost, but Maxos insists you are to be the one. the hero who will take back the land we've lost. Excuse me if I laugh in derision. Ha 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 ha!
We'll see about that.
Still, you are a dragon, I'll give you that. And of ancient blood. Prove to me you have the rocks to do undaunted battle, and perhaps my respect may still be yours.
Do you have a name, my good man?
Henry of the House of Lansford. More you needn't know.
Tell me about your colleague, the other general.
Edmund, he's called. A lizard of the House of Carcarus. In truth, I'd rather sleep with Syphilis incarnate than have him aboard. But there's no denying his talent. He's as arrogant as he is astute, and as ingenious as he is insufferable. Why don't you offer him a word of welcome? I know I won't.
Edmund is such a great character. Such a great character. Edmund is my favorite character in this game so far that I've played. I have a name, you know, and it's not Bastard.
Aye, and you have titles as well, but none of them king, as yet. I'll address you with the right regard the day you prove worthy of it.
So, where can I find this Edmund fellow?
I believe he's in the bar. Probably searching for sherry. Just about the only drink that snooty serpent will swill.
I shall take my leave. So, we have these areas here which tells you we have stuff to do. So, let's go to the bar here and talk to Edmund. He is such a good character. So, we have Edmund here.
And there we have it, I suppose. The dragon son of a monarch deposed. Rightful heir to the throne, even if he was born out of wedlock. No doubt that boar of a Henry has already introduced me in his ever-elegant way. So here I am, Lord Edmund Augustus III, Duke of Hawknest Hall. I'd add at your service, but I don't think we're quite there yet. To be perfectly honest, I'd normally entertain the idea of lending my expertise to your cause as curtly as I'd consider attending a dwarven opera. But not unlike my fellow general, it is Maxos's backing of this enterprise that has me intrigued. You have doubts benefit, Dragon. Let's see how far it takes you.
I sent a lot of distrust in you, Edmund.
When one dwells among the highest echelons of power, where ambition runs thicker than blood, distrust is your best friend, as is its brother, caution. In your case, though, the waters of misgiving run somewhat deeper. You are, after all, but a half-dragon.
Half a dragon?
They call your kind dragon knights to lend an air of nobility to a lowly mixed breed. Not many make the distinction, even, but the crucial difference is in purity. Human ancestry taints your being, for humanity and weakness are two sides of the same tuppence I drop in beggars' hats.
Yeah.
A bastard twice are you, my lord. Bastard born and bastard bred.
Oh, that's very cool, the toy suffix. So it's the same voice as the Red Prince. Pretty cool. I actually don't have that game yet or played any of the other Divinity games. Alright, what is your take on the war that has erupted?
Only that it was bound to happen. For when an emperor weakens, his empire weakens with him. Now a litter of dogs is fighting for the throne. So maybe their dragon half-brother can walk away with it.
I shall take my leave. He's also your best general for right now. Oh, you have a laboratory here. Let's go to the laboratory.
Greetings, sire, sprung from kings. I am Grumio, son of Gromio, an imp of good and honest standing. Your technician, shall I be, if it pleases you? Your engineer and architect. I hope you'll like my jetpack. It is my gift to you, to keep without recompense, for gladly shall I remain aboard this wondrous ship to tinker and toy, hammer and hew. She is special, this vessel, filled with wonders undiscovered. The wizard, he feels it too. The taste, the tingle of mystery. Oh, to unlock its secrets.
How come you know so much about this technology stuff?
Well, my lord, when your good father and Maxos first started to conquer the world with their fancy machines, we Emps were mesmerised. None of us cared if we were being drafted into a strange warlord's empire, for if those were the weapons he wielded, we were all ready to welcome him with open arms. By golly, were we ever. Steam-driven giants on land, on sea, even in air. Oh, the ecstasy! Such wonders, such ingenuity, and jeepers, what cannons! Ever since then, some 30 years hence, us imps have dedicated our existence to the advancement of these delightful machines. Now, before those blessed days arrived, people regarded us as eccentric gnomes taken to experimenting with flame, gas, and liquid like so many charlatan alchemists, but ha, those days are over. We are scientists now, famed and fortuitous.
We'll see about that. Hope we don't blow anything up.
The truth be told, though, we've never quite given up our love for all things combustible. Rather on the contrary. Not that you mind, do you, my lord?
Alright, let's have a look at the results of your research.
Without delay, my lord.
New unit types and unit upgrade can be unlocked by spending research points. The more countries you occupy, the more research points you receive per turn. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Some research items are grayed out and require you to progress further in the stories, or to research prerequisites first. So pretty much for the first act, we can just do anything here. And I do believe we can do advance as well. So there's lots of stuff to research. And I have 20 research points to start out with. When we get to the expert and master levels, we need to unlock these. But before we buy anything, I do want to look at the dragon skills first. I do want to invest in passive dragon skills before we spend the rest of our points on more units. So let's go to our personal quarters here. And this is where you see here.
Never hesitate to seek my counsel, Dragon Knight. Tirelessly I study and question, in the knowledge that my discoveries will make you the mightiest dragon ever to have soared the skies. We too shall unite dragons' daring with wizard's wisdom. Nothing shall stand in your way.
Tell me about War and Peace, Maxos. How did we get where we are now?
That is quite a tale, my friend, so bear with me. Since the dawn of time, beautiful Rivellon has been a stage of bitter rivalry, strife, and war. Haughty humans, all too lofty lizards, dogged dwarves, erratic elves, irrational imps, dogmatic undead, and yes, wayward wizards even, couldn't forego the time it takes for the moon to wax and wane without turning to fresh violence. Peace. The word itself hardly had a meaning. It was an abstract. Until after long and dark ages, 3 men decided they had had enough. I was one of them. The other 2 were your father Sigurd, and an eccentric inventor known only, even by us, as the Architect.
As far as I know, Toy Selfic, there is no orcs in this game. There are no orcs in this game.
We knew war would continue everlasting, unless one king would stand up, conquer all feuding factions, and unite the manifold battling races under the banner of a single world-spanning empire. Easier said than done was, I believe, our initial reaction. It was the Architect who provided us with the answer to the question how on earth we would go about enacting such an unparalleled enterprise. He said he had ways and means to provide your father, a battle-hardened warlord in his own right, with engines of war such as the world never saw. Technology. That was the solution. For if we could go to war with weapons so vastly superior as to be unstoppable, every opponent would have to yield before our onslaught. Where the architect obtained his strange knowledge from, he never wished to reveal. But in truth, Sigurd and I cared little for his mysterious ways. For whatever the source, our plans worked like a charm. And in a matter of years, Rivellon was ours. Yes, we had done it. We had created our empire, and your father became its first and so far only ruler. For a few precious decades, peace had finally taken on a meaning. It was a bright flash, all too quickly extinguished along the tenebrous continuum of time.
From your tale, I gather a mighty empire was created. So how come it fell so quickly?
Long have I asked myself that question. Yet the answer is as simple as it is obvious. Human nature. Love, jealousy, anger, grief. All of these emotions proved more fatal to the stability of peace than 100,000 war machines could. You see, Sigurd, the architect, and I remained close friends after our quest had come to completion. But then, one fateful day, a woman of unequaled beauty arrived at court. After but a glance, there wasn't a man's heart in the room not aching for even her mildest attention or a most fleeting caress. Your father, though married, courted her, as did the architect. For myself, I'd admit I'd given up the very secrets of magic in return for her love, but I knew rivalry could only lead to misery. And so it did. For bitter rivals my two friends became, and when in the end Sigurd was the one to win her affections, the architect left the palace with such hatred in his eyes as to strike me as diabolical. A year their secret liaison lasted. 1 year your father and beautiful Aurora were happy together. Then suddenly she died, and it took me a long time to find out she did so at the hand of the architect. Sigurd never knew. He was destroyed by grief. The mighty warlord withered, and with him, the soul of his empire flickered like a candle in the breeze, until his own children blew it out forever, and hacked to pieces the land that was to have been his legacy.
Who's the architect now? That bastard killed my mother.
I promise I will tell you in due time. For now, I must keep silent. Please, don't press me any further on the subject.
What can you tell me? What more can you tell me about the aura?
Though I said I noticed from the beginning her beauty was of such perfection as to be supernatural, I soon discovered she was indeed more than human, and that the enchanting guise we saw her in was but a mask. Behind it lurked the dragon. Yes, she was one of the ancients, interested in the ways of the infinitely lesser creatures we nevertheless call civilized. She was intrigued by Sigurd, his war machines, and his empire. It led her to his castle, to a brief spell of passion, and ultimately, her downfall.
My father seems to be held in little regard by some aboard the Raven. Why is that?
No one in Rivellon, save for you, Sigurd, the architect, and I, know of Aurora and how her death affected your father. As far as most are concerned, he was a great hero who all too soon fell prey to indulgence, sloth, and alcohol, which lost him the affection of his children, and in time started the war. They are wrong, but truth will be revealed one day. Rest assured that when we finish our conquest and I can spend some leisure time in peace, I will write his history, and yours too. Everyone shall know the tragedy that befell him, and how his son, by the woman he loved, rose to save an empire.
What is our true end goal again, Masters?
In a few words, victory and destruction. First, we must vanquish all warring rivals for the throne. Then, we must undo the technology that enabled them to go to war in the first place. We will rekindle the Empire of Peace your father founded, and be rid of the apparatus that might threaten it once more.
Let's see what your research yielded.
It shall be my honor.
The new dragon skill can be unlocked by spending research points. The more countries you occupy, the more research points you earn per turn. Some dragon skills are grayed out and require you to progress further in the story. So these these are the ones we got right now. We got the Life Leech and Dragon Regen. So those are passives. I'm not sure if there's going to be any more passives here that we can use. We have that. So we get this. We'll buy that. So we'll have to get further in the story. So we only have access to basic dragon skills here. We got all the passive skills, so that would should help us out. Let's go to the war room real quick. Can you save from here? Yes you can. So we'll start hercxena start here. Just in case you picked the wrong skills to upgrade here. We can always come back to the save. So let's go back to the laboratory.
How can I be of assistance, my lord?
I'll go to win the war and then destroy all things you've created. We know that, right?
Yes, but don't remind me. My heart bleeds just thinking about it. Oh, but I must be like a chef, don't I? I must create delicate wonders, impeccable blends of perfection in the knowledge they must all turn into wretched clumps of waste destined for the sewer. It's a thankless thing I do, but I must remind myself the fun lies in creation, not completion. Can't be helped, my lord. Without delay, my lord.
We definitely want the Jeep. So this will help us take out the light ground units here. We're gonna buy this for sure. Air turrets, I don't think we're gonna need that yet. Transports, probably gonna need that fairly soon. Bazookas can shoot 25% further. Okay. Warlock cloak. Capture buildings. These are all mostly air units. Oh wow, they can take out other boats. Oh wow, mortar turns are sounding pretty nice too. Alright, infantry. Jeeps. So many choices here, so many choices. Hello there, Ambazine, welcome to the stream. You just missed the intro cutscenes and me talking to everyone. I'm just right now figuring out what skills I want to get. I think we'll get the speed upgrade here. I think the Jeeps are going to be the biggest benefit here in the beginning. Warlock Cloak, don't think I have to worry about that yet. Capture building. My bazookas can shoot 25% further. I think I'll save my resource points. Maybe I'll use it on this. Alright, so let's give us a shot here. I think we are ready to go to the strategy map here. When you are finished with the turn, press the end turn button to go to your next turn. Hold the left mouse button and move the mouse to drag the map around. You can pick up a pawn by left clicking on it and then dragging it to another country. So, alright. Okay, we have $20 that we can spend here. We can get a Jeep here. Then we move 2 movement points. So we only have $20. So we don't have a lot of money to spend here. Bazookas. One of those as well. Maybe more infantry. There's $8 left. Another Jeep here maybe. You made your first move to use the undo button in the upper right hand corner if you're not satisfied with it. Yeah. We can actually really load our game if I don't like what we did here. So any new units that you bought can't be used this turn. Right? So you can actually move these guys. But we can move this. I'm going to take this adjacent territory here. This is a neutral country. If you capture this type of country, it becomes immediately yours, including the units currently present. So we'll get a transport and a couple more Jeeps. We do want to try to get this area here. Okay, this has the factory. And this will show you the Empire overview, so it shows you your relationship with all your units. And also shows you what your generals are like. So basically, obviously, they don't have very many skills at the moment, since they have no battle experience. And this is also a place where we can place cards on the on the map here, but I don't think we're gonna use any cards yet. So you get more mercenaries. But I usually save these for when we go to battle. We can apply them. Okay. I think we're ready here. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. So let's just go back to the war room. You can see here, if you look at the map here closely, you can see that this is an elven land, and how many people are in it. This people count is important in the RTS battles, as well as deciding on what building we're going to place in the country. You can only place one building in each of the countries. So let's end our turn here and see what happens. In this phase of the game, you can see movements made by your enemy. You can skip them by pressing the skip button. You go to tavern. Resource transport. Alright, so Dead Empire's bastard son gets wizard backing. News from the front, calm before the storm. Surrender while you can, Commander. Enemy now transports troops overseas. Even his magic is self-centered, complained Dummy. Alright. Alright, so we survived the first day. So we're gonna get 7 gold per turn and 2 resource points per turn. So we can't buy anything else at this moment. So let's go back to the war. We need to go to the personal quarters here. There must be something going on here. So let's talk to him.
Studies have been highly interesting of late, and have yielded results of great interest to you. My privilege, Commander.
There's nothing here we can get at the moment. Alright, so let's go to the bar. I don't think there's anything new here either.
Commander?
Our conquest of Ivalon is faring well, wouldn't you agree?
A rather premature question, wouldn't you agree? What land we conquered can still be measured in leprechaun miles. Anyone in specific?
Let's talk about Henry.
He is a bull that holds a general's rank, Commander. All balls and no brains, I dare say. But one can't deny the efficacy of his methods. I'm told he wasn't always given to such impetuousness in his actions. But with the coming of that prosthetic arm of his, came a change of character too. I'd conclude there's more to him than meets his good eye. Were I not quite so certain his psychological depths run as shallow as a guppy pond.
Yes, Commander.
What's your take on the war situation?
Long ways to go yet, haven't we? But our side has a dragon and a wizard for its backbone. And that's more than the enemy can say.
Okay. Yeah, time to go to the war room here. This is probably where we're gonna fight the first battle. You have captured your country with a transporter. You can now transport your units by dragging them onto the transporter. Your goal for each country that is yours. The longer you hold a country, the better your defenses with that country will be. So what this means is that the longer you control that country, the more entrenched your units become. So you get bonuses to defense. So if anyone comes to attack you, then you'll have more units to defend with. Each country has a race associated. Each race has a race associated with it. Your standing with the race is shown at the bottom. It influences the support you get in that country. The better your standing, the more support you receive. Yeah, this is very important. Later on, once the political stuff starts to take effect, it will only really take effect if you're going to manage the battle yourself. It seems to have very little effect on if you are going to auto complete the battle. So what we got here? We got 1 transport. So I don't know what unit's in there. But we are going to take this territory over. But before we do that, let's see, this is going to be day 2 here. So we have a transport, so we can actually take this island over. Or this island. But I have a feeling that he's gonna go here. And there's a tank there. and a academy, which provides 3% discount on research cost, which isn't that much. It's really not gonna matter for the research that we need, since they're gonna cost 5 or 10 research points. So we don't have a lot of money right now. So there we go. We can see they have 1 infantry here and a factory. That's a pretty nice building. Yeah, 1 building per country. So we can't afford any of these buildings yet. But you can see you have academy, which gives you 3% discount. Factories that can build naval units. Gold mines obviously give you more revenue. Parliament generates a strategy card every 3 turns. Tavern generates a mercenary card every 3 turns, and the wizard tower generates a dragon card for every 3 turns. Dragon cards aren't going to be very useful in most cases. But we will be focusing on getting taverns and parliament buildings. And of course, factories and gold mines and academies will come in handy. Okay, what do we want to do this turn? So now we have a bazooka and a jeep. Two infantry and oh wow, there's a lot of infantry here. But jeeps can easily blow up these infantry units. There are more infantry. So if we take out this factory here, we pretty much control the water. Okay, there's no other factories around. Oh, there's another factory here. So these guys could build transports as well. And that is kind of scary, since it's very easy for them to take over any of our territories. So we're going to take this over ASAP. So there's lots of people there as well. And this will be the first time we'll actually go to battle. So let's bring both of our jeeps over. And just combining units here. That's gold. Probably better get another jeep, since we're dealing with a lot of light units right now. So I think jeeps will come in handy here. Not sure if I want to attack 2 places at once at the moment. Because my dragon can only be in one place. So if I attack this and I'm going to use my dragon, I can't use my dragon here as well. I'll have to either use the general army or a general. And I have no money for general, so that's out of the question. So we have the 2 jeeps. So we're just going to have everybody sit tight there. Try to take this over and then take these islands. So let's see what happens. This might be a bad move. This might be a bad move. So let's end our turn. Oh crap. That's bad. That is bad. This is an overview of where battles are going to happen, which will give you tactical insight before the fight commences. If you finish viewing the map, press the continue button to go to battle. So, this is going to be bad. So, oh yeah. Decide who will lead in combat. Select the dragon. If you want to participate in combat yourself, you can play cards to improve the odds in your favor. So as you see, they have a 72% chance of winning. They have 1 Jeep, and they have 3 infantry. And I tell you right up front, I am not very good at the OTS section of this game. I am not very good at it. So if we bring Edmund in, we go into the red. And we definitely need to play some cards here. So what will happen if we put this guy in? Still going to be a loss. Still going to be a loss. Probably play the priest. I think the priests are going to help. Oh yeah, the priests are going to be that good? There's so many of them. Alright, let's try this. Save my game beforehand, so if it doesn't go well, we can try a different strategy. Let's get ready and do this. Select with dragon skills available in combat. Alright, we have 4. Let's have our passives over here. So we have acid. That will help. Alright, let's start the battle. There we go. First time in this RTS combat thing.
What's the medical emergency?
Oh, we have to go out this way first.
Don't be pushy. There's 13.
Take one of those guys.
Construction
Turn.
underway, Commander. It'll be built in a jiffy. Construction underway, Commander.
We've got a barracks
We're
here.
out of recruits, Commander. Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
Oh crap. We have a transport. That's not gonna end well.
Can carry troops right across the seas with their transports, Commander. Don't be pussy.
So let's build some units here.
Your unit will soon be ready. It'll be built in a jiffy. The enemy can build troopers now. I can't do anything like this.
Sound the trumpets, hunters here.
Alright.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
On the trail. Show me my prey.
Got this again.
Underway, Commander.
You found me, did you? Without a trace. You set the trap, I'll make the kill.
Anti-ground turret completed.
Picking up their scent.
Bring you guys in here. I think we're doing pretty good here so far.
Be on guard, Commander. Enemy hunters are about to be deployed.
On the trail.
So we got here. Please build barracks.
Construction in progress. Everybody lies, even dying people. It'll be built in a jiffy. Construction in progress. Construction underway, Commander. It'll be built in a jiffy.
You found me, did you?
I have nothing here.
Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed. Your unit will soon be ready.
Let's see. We can build some more buildings here to get more units, but I don't think I'm going to spend the points for that. And I can turn into a dragon right about now. If I want to. Build up my army here.
Sting like a bee.
Your unit will roll out
A
momentarily.
couple of those.
Your unit will soon be ready.
Grenadier, fresh from the barracks.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Walking beer keg, reporting for duty.
Alright.
Trooper awaiting your instructions, Commander. The Emperor's enemy is my enemy.
Put a turret here.
Construction underway, Commander. Construction in progress.
You found me, did you?
Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
Alright, let's go to more weak units here.
Roll out momentarily.
I have all kinds of stuff over here. So let's get a move on here.
To fight.
Bring me the spoils of war!
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will soon be ready. Construction underway, Commander. Construction in progress. I'm going. Battle Forge completed.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Hope this works out.
Wind.
That's impossible, Commander.
You found me, did you? On their trail. I hunt for your glory.
This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. I think we're gonna die here.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander. Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
So I am almost dead here, as you can see here.
Fresh from the barracks!
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
I'll be drinking honey brew real soon!
Hunters off the leash.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Hunter on the prowl.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
We're dead.
Unit will roll out
We are so dead.
Commander.
Get us out of here, Commander!
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
They have way too much territory and I have hardly any. So, yeah. I need to get some units here.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander. Trooper ready to march. The Emperor's enemy is my enemy. Troopers awaiting your decision, sire. Construction underway. They'll be built in a jiffy. Your unit will soon be ready. Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Oh man.
Well, dear, fresh from the barracks!
Anti-ground turret completed.
You said the
This
trail
guy's bad.
will make the kill. You found me, did you?
Oh crap.
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will soon be ready.
Show me my
Think it's battle with the lost cause here.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
hunter on the prowl.
If they have too much territory. Way too much territory. I'm not sure there's a way to quickly end this.
Construction in progress.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Anti-ground turret completed. It will be built in a jiffy. Construction in progress.
Well, I'm not completely dead yet, so I might have a chance.
Roll out momentarily, Commander.
Show me my prey. You found me, did you? Hunter on the prowl.
Anti-ground turret completed.
I should build this factory again.
It will be built in a jiffy.
This is it. I'm dead for sure. I am dead for sure now.
Roll out momentarily, Commander.
So, yeah. So we're gonna lose this battle here.
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will soon be ready.
I didn't move fast enough,
Will soon be ready.
so instead of taking this place, I should have came up here and probably trying to take this place over.
Got my license to kill.
Trooper ready to march. Unit is being manufactured, Commander. Your unit will roll out momentarily,
I'm
Commander.
still alive.
License to kill.
Surprised we're still alive here.
Go on, give me a target.
Construction underway, Commander. Construction in progress.
But we're just about dead over here.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
You found me, did you?
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
Let's move up.
No, it's a trap.
Population depleted.
Yep. Oh, we're losing a minute here.
Your unit will soon be ready.
Yes, when the enemy blows up the recruitment centers,
Unit is being manufactured.
you pretty much can't do anything.
Sound the trumpets, hunters here.
So that's how you get recruits to go in your armies. So I think we might be able to win that. Maybe, if we're lucky, if we rush the this point over here.
Your unit
But we're dead. Boom. Big defeat. So red was always ahead. So I'll give you all kind of stats here. A lot of damage dealt. Good spent. Lots of infantry and priests and a few bazookas. So let's load our game back in. And we'll give us another shot here. Let's see here. We can send someone here. Well, we can try taking this over. I'm gonna try taking this place over one more time. See if I can actually pull it off. I'll move that over here. And we'll play our cards again. I think the big thing with the RTS part is the initial rush is going to be very important. Alright, let's go to battle here. The 2 infantry and 1 bazooka. Oh wow, that gives us 76%. Okay, I almost let the militia handle that one. But I'm gonna try this battle one more time. Let's try this. We can also play this game in a way that you don't actually go to the RTS battle at all. And you can just use your units and do auto battle. That is also another way of playing this game. Should have bought my dragon out. That might have helped things a little bit.
You found me, did you?
Let's see if we get the units over here.
There's an interesting case. It'll be built in a jiffy. We need more recruits, Commander. We're out of recruits, Commander.
Alright.
You're blowing my cover. Like the wind.
War factory completed. Construction in progress.
Alright.
What's the medical emergency?
Go on, give me a target.
We're at the edge of the map here.
completed.
Let's build.
Construction underway, Commander.
How do I actually get to see the yellow part of this map here? Oh, they're gonna go over there.
Your unit will soon be ready. Everybody lies, even dying people. We're out of recruits, Commander. We need more recruits, Commander. War factory completed.
I'm not sure if we can do this.
We had better be on the lookout for enemy grenadiers, Commander. Where's 13?
You found me, did you?
Let's build.
No, it's a trap.
It will be built in a jiffy. The enemy can carry troops right across the seas with their transports, Commander. The enemy can build troopers now.
That was bad. I just traded one for the other.
Battle forge completed. Citadel completed. We're out of recruits, Commander. We're out of recruits, Commander. Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Now I screwed that up. Let's restart this. Let's take these guys.
You're blowing my cover. Like the wind.
Now we'll take these other guys.
What's the medical emergency? It'll be built in a jiffy.
Oh, these are priests. I don't think they'll be very helpful.
You set the trap, I'll make the kill.
Construction in progress. We need more recruits, Commander. We're out of recruits, Commander. We need more recruits, Commander.
No more recruits.
War factory completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
Oh, hello there, Groves. Welcome.
Construction underway, Commander.
Alright, let's go up here. I'm trying to. The RCS mode is
In a jiffy.
getting to me right now.
Construction underway, Commander. Will be built in a jiffy. Anti-ground turret completed.
Alright, we need to build
Construction underway,
medium.
Commander. We're out of recruits, Commander. Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
I need more recruits.
Anti-ground turret completed. We're out of recruits, Commander.
Alright. I gotta remember to build the recruitment centers
Built in a
first.
jiffy. Wall factory completed. Not enough recruits to morph, Commander.
Oh, I can't become a dragon.
Recruitment citadel completed.
Need more recruits.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
You found me, did you?
Alright, build
We're out of recruits, Commander.
getting recruits is a painful thing to do here. We have
Recruitment citadel.
we're getting the transports out right now.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Picking up their scent.
Construction underway, Commander. Construction in progress. It will be built in a jiffy.
You're blowing my cover. Hunter on the prowl.
Anti-ground turret completed.
You found me, did you?
Alright.
Battle forge completed. Construction underway, Commander. Wall factory completed. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Your unit will soon be ready.
Everything's good here.
Anti-ground turret completed.
Hunter's off the leash.
Alright. Let's see if we can actually win this one.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander. Unit is being manufactured, Commander. Your unit will soon be ready.
All oiled up and ready to go?
Come on and get me, because you don't think you're gonna die this time.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
I don't know how to turn the map around.
Show me my prey. On the trail.
It'll be built in a jiffy. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
In a straight line now?
Anti-ground turret completed. Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will soon be ready.
Grenadiers are filled up with ale.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
No one's attacking me at my home base, which is good. All we do is figure out a way to get here. We got a lot of units.
Your unit will soon be ready.
We're focusing on bazookas and jeeps here at the moment.
All oiled up and ready to go? Grenadier, fresh from the barracks.
Bring everybody inside here.
That's impossible, Commander.
Controlling the dragon's a little rough. Why can't I move forward with the dragon? There we go. Oh, get out of there. So. Oh, now I'm facing the wrong direction.
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Unit is being manufactured, Commander. It will be built in a jiffy.
Hunter's off the leash.
I bet. If you know how to play this game well, yeah.
I got my license to kill.
But if anybody knows how to change the map around, that would be great.
Off the leash.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Battle forge completed. Construction in progress.
So they. I'm gonna wait for another round, and then I'm going to blast them to pieces.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander. Your unit will soon be ready.
Walking beer keg reporting for duty. Grenadier, fresh from the barracks.
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
I'll be drinking honey brew real soon. All oiled up and ready to go.
Alright.
Straight line now.
You found me, did you?
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will soon be ready. It will be built in a jiffy.
No mountain can stop us.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Alright, let's go. Let's hold back
No
again.
mountain can stop us.
Anti-ground turret completed.
Keep sending units out.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Still a couple
Unit is being
warlocks.
manufactured, Commander.
Shit, you're blowing my cover.
Walking beer keg reporting for duty.
They won't even see me coming. On the trail. Show me my prey. Ready to blaze the skies.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Where's my gold, Commander?
Construction in progress.
Grenadier, fresh from the barracks.
You found me, did you?
Your unit will soon be ready. Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Got one more unit
Anti-ground
here.
turret completed.
On the trail.
Alright,
You're blowing my cover.
let's
Picking
go
up
and
their
attack.
scent.
Bring me the spoils of war.
Doctor's off the leash. I hunt for your glory.
More kills, more beers.
Awesome.
Construction underway, Commander. Construction in progress.
There'd better be a tavern.
Man, I can't hard time controlling this dragon.
Completed.
Very hard time controlling this dragon.
I'm the one being hunted here. They won't even see me coming.
Ale for all.
Come on, we can hold this.
On the trail.
Construction underway, Commander. It'll be built in a jiffy.
Alright. Looks like we got this. I think we won.
Like the wind.
I just cannot control that dragon. I cannot control that dragon.
Anti-ground turret completed. It'll be built in a jiffy. Construction underway, Commander. Recruitment citadel completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
Alright.
Bang for your buck.
Construction in progress.
Everything's all quiet over there.
Population depleted.
Wall factory completed. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Anti-ground turret completed.
No mountain can stop us.
Go on, give me a target. Sound the trumpets, hunters here.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
I'm losing here.
All oiled up and ready to go.
Your unit will soon be ready. It will be built in a jiffy. Construction in progress. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. It will be built in a jiffy.
Bring me the spoils of war. Grenadier, press for the barracks.
Construction underway, Commander. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
All oiled up and ready to go.
Haha, I won. Yeah, maybe you can look at my voting my mouse. Maybe that's my problem. I just look at the options there. But I won this battle without dragons. So that is a pretty good win. So even though they outnumbered me, I still was able to pull it off by hiring the right troops. Lots of bazookas and jeeps for me. And Wagner had a lot of jeeps in his army. So one jeep survived. And they lost everything. Whew, that was difficult. That was difficult. So build buildings in the country that are the strategic advantage. You know, one building per country. So we have a factory, so we can build transports once we learn how to manufacture them. Activists agree. Emperor must be a woman. Shocking pictures found on Raven. Size matters. Enemy grenadier range larger than ours. Grenadier grumbles. Is the Emperor one part of a twin?
Great dragon, glorious warlord. Once more you return from the battlefield red with the blood of slain adversaries. And let me tell you, these victories of yours have not gone by unnoticed. In fact, to my great satisfaction, another pair of dauntless generals has joined our company.
Oh, we got more generals, which is nice.
4 military masterminds are now on board. More than enough to start a campaign of conquest on a truly grand scale. No doubt you're as anxious to meet them as they are to meet you. So why don't you go to the throne room, where I've instructed them to await your arrival.
Between you, me, and Grandma, and my generals, my cabinet is now complete.
Heavens no. You have the military firmly on your side. But civil emissaries too are bound to join our cause in due time. Indeed, I expect you will be declared Emperor before long. Yes, you heard me correctly. Emperor. It is inevitable. People have heard of you. The dragon. Their one hope of deliverance from war, oppression, and death. Soon hope will turn into confidence. And when ambassadors of the civilized races flock to the Raven, your political career will commence. You yourself will of course represent all humans, but the dwarves, elves, lizards, imps, and undead will want their say as well, and more. Still, let us worry about politics later. Today, it is your generals that count.
Alright, so take my leave. So we get to meet our generals here. We don't have enough research points. Let's go to the throne room here.
My Lord Dragon, allow me to present your team of generals. Edmund you already know, but I now have the pleasure of introducing you to Her Highness Lady Catherine, Queen of Westbridge, and Scarlet, not noble of birth, but the more so of heart. We 4 have pledged we will stand by you in your conquest as a rightful heir to Revlon's throne. Bastard no longer, you shall be known as Commander, until the day comes that you shall be king. All hail the dragon!
Of course.
Hail! Hail!
Yes, well, hail.
Of course, Edmund. I have to say something different.
It's going to take some getting used to, you know, to call you Commander. Verily, I was rather opposed to the notion. But Maxos in his infinite wisdom insisted we up the level of common courtesy toward you. Commoner would have done. Commander, though, it shall be.
You like to talk down to people, don't you?
As much as it is in the eagle's nature to look down upon the world in hunt of lesser creatures, it is my genius that makes me soar high above all others. Lesser creatures indeed.
You think so highly of yourself.
At the lone top do I reside, but I would have it no other way. Those who do not understand, all but everyone, calls me a loner, thinking the word to be a pejorative. But it is on the contrary glorious to live in sweet isolation when all around you non-lizards, that is to say, inferiors, skitter and crawl like vermin. I am a solitudinarian, for my nature makes me so. And when I do have contact with those I loathe, inevitably I talk down to them as it is impossible to communicate on a level of equality when there is none to be had.
Alright.
Commander.
Alright, so...
I would say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Commander. But as it stands, I must approach you with a bit of reserve. True, to know we have a Dragon Knight for a leader is a great relief. For such a grand creature inspires bravado in the many hearts that will have to be won so that we may overthrow the spreading dark. But then again, you are the offspring, the male offspring to boot, of a sorry line prone to decadence and corruption. The very line, in fact, that is responsible for the downfall of the Empire in the first place. Forgive me then if I do wonder, will this commander pass muster? Earn his wings? Earn his crown?
Why put emphasis on male offspring?
Because they call us females the fairer sex. But in truth, we are also more cunning, resilient, refined, and downright intelligent. Give an empire a queen, I say, and it will be ruled. Give it a king, and it will become an afterthought. For like any man, he is content when both his belly and his bed are filled with a prize piece of tender flesh. No more. Men are simple creatures, Commander, and should therefore be in charge of simple things only.
Alright. So you hate men.
How's it hanging, Commander? I'm Scarlet, and you're a dragon, they tell me. Always wanted to ride one of those, though I bet you're a little harder to handle than a horse. All part of the fun, though, I reckon, so give me a shout when I can take you for a spin.
You're quite the little wildcat, aren't you?
Treat me mean, I'll scratch your eyes out. Treat me well, and I'll purr like a kitten. Your choice, Commander.
Alright. Yep, I agree with you, that's why Selfix. But I do like the Edmund character a lot. He is quite the character.
Yes, Commander.
A bastard no longer, am I?
Seemed hardly proper to call you by that particular pet name on what was somewhat of an official occasion. But don't worry, I may still slip up once or twice, even though my respect for you is in fact growing. You've got a knack for bloody brutal battle, and faint heart never won fair victory.
Alright, so it's done here. So let's go to the laboratory, see what's going on now.
It's wondrous, my lord. Wondrous. The Raven, she speaks to me in my dreams. She tells me fantastic things, newfangled and new formed. I can make them all for you if you provide the right resources.
I'm sure you can. So, the Raven, the ship sings to you.
Indeed she does, my lord. A soft voice sings inside my head, but only when I'm in the land of eyes shut and mind at rest. There, she guides me to glory. Shows me things not even wizards could dream of.
Alright, Yambazine, thanks for stopping by and have a good night. There will be plenty more of this game to come. As you can see, I'm struggling with this a little bit.
Let's ready the tools, my lord.
So I can't buy anything yet. I only got 4 points. So we're probably gonna work on getting a transport. Motor turrets which can bombard enemy units over a great distance. This might even be a better thing to do too. Let's go to a bar. So we see all our generals here.
Naught but a skirmish we fought today, but the way you handled it was impressive. Anyone in specific?
What can you tell me about Catherine?
As true a lady as one of her species can get is Catherine. Tragic, really. She held sway over an entire kingdom only to be drafted into the service of one who wouldn't have more than a flock of sheep under his command. If there weren't a wizard attesting he's a very good boy indeed. I hear she hates men, or at least our male-dominated world, with a vengeance. In her land, women ruled and men served. Must have been a quaint locale indeed. Anyone in specific?
What about Scarlet?
She's no more than a tomboy playing a soldier. I don't know much about her, but I don't like what I've seen so far. We lizards have senses far superior to humans, and I rather resent having to continuously smell her in heat.
Okay.
You triumphed yet again. Keep up this pace, and the war will be over in no time.
What do you make of the other generals?
Which one do you have in mind?
Ah, Lady Catherine.
Bit of an ice queen, if you ask me. Already called me names that'll make your mother blush. Just because my eyes lingered a little along those curvy shapes of hers. But I'll defrost her yet. And in the meantime, we've got a cunning strategist on our side. A veteran of many a battle who has yet to learn the meaning of defeat. Which one do you have in mind? Well, I figured that between me and the prissy brigade that Catherine and Edmund form, someone a bit more down to earth would be a welcome addition to the group. And let me tell you, if someone likes to go down, it's Scarlet. She's a man-eater in the bedroom and a man-eater on the battlefield. Fast, feral, and ferocious. Oh, I'll get more intimately acquainted with her, Commander. You mark my words.
That's a little too much information there, buddy. Too much information. Let's talk to Scarlet here.
A toast to triumph, Commander. And another. About whom, Commander? Bit stuck up, ain't she? That's what a royal title will do to you. She used to be a proper queen and everything, with an entire country at her beck and call. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Me? I don't care for any of that rot. You got nothing. You got nothing to lose. About whom, Commander?
Okay, if we think about Edmund.
Shifty son of a bitch, isn't he? Acting all high and mighty all the time, calling imps idiots, dwarfs dullards, that sort of thing. Makes you wonder if there's a single thing he's not intolerant of. About whom, Commander? Excellent chap, that one. Likes his jokes dirty and his liquor plenty. 2 peas in a pod, me and him. Well, on and off, that is. Can fight like a demon unleashed as well. Best to have him on our side.
Alright. Let's talk to good old Catherine back here.
Triumph begets triumph, it seems. There's just no stopping you, is there? If you wish. He's in a class of his own, there's no doubt about it. A brilliant mind, but in my opinion, a flawed one as well. He styles himself as superior to everyone else, and that would be just fine if he weren't a man. Or a bigot. I have many friends and enemies that are dwarves or elves or imps, and never have I seen evidence the one is inherently more smart or stupid than the other. In Edmund's mind, though, we are all on par with cattle, which is simply infuriating.
Oh, I'll agree with you there.
If you wish. General Henry is the typical man who thinks of himself as an alpha male, whereas he is of course an alpha mongrel. He has the refinement of an inbred orc, and the manners to match, but he is a more than adequate officer once the trumpets herald war. Indeed, if he were a bit less brazen and a bit more calculated in his conduct, he might well come to rival Eerie Edmund. If you wish. Anyone in particular?
I agree with you there, Chaos 7. I'm assuming you're talking about Henry. Talking about Scarlet.
She could stand to be a bit more ladylike in her ways, and many consider her resistance to authority counterproductive in a military setting. But she's wily as a wizard, and tough as mithril nails. Don't ask me why, but I have the feeling she's a troubled girl somehow. A girl, yes. Hardly a woman as yet. None of my business, of course. She is here, and she's willing to fight for Rivellon. That's all that really matters.
Alright, back to the war room. Let's see what we can do today here. Let's save our game. So, day 3. Actually, while we're in the menu here, let's see if... see if it's inverted. Raven combat, maybe? don't see anything here dealing with voting the dragon. But I'll play with that a little bit off stream. See if I can figure out what's going on with that. Alright, let's get a strategy map here and see what we can do here. So we destroyed one of the transports, so they only have one transport left, I believe. Or maybe they don't have a transport anymore. Bazooka all the way over here. Infantry and infantry. So if we destroy their transport, that is pretty awesome. That means I'm the only one with a transport here. So, oh, these guys have a transport. So we're gonna we'll load the bazooka here. You can unload your units by right-clicking on them. Alright. So we'll get that unit, and then in a couple of turns we'll take over this one. And then the next battle is probably going to be for this place here. So I can buy other buildings here too, which is nice. So that's kind of cool. Oh, I could build units and naval units. Okay. Gotcha. So, how much money? I have $18. You have 3 infantry and a transport. Let's see here. I like Jeep because they're pretty fast. That and I got enough to afford one. Let's do that. And I think we'll end the turn here. So there should be no battles here unless these guys decide to attack me. So there, the Jeep. Attacking this territory is going to be another big battle. So let's end our turn here. Oh no, there's a battle here too. Three infantry. No transport. Oh, this is not gonna be good. Yeah. Let's go to battle here. Although the bazooka is not gonna do much damage against the infantry. Well, that's not gonna help me any. That's a Zeppelin. Alright. Yeah, so the men are paid more than the women. Catherine was actually a little bit better, but we'll try this battle here. Let's give it a shot here. Nothing new, so
In a straight line now.
all kind of stuff here.
A drumman's orders are a sober man's thoughts.
Will be built in a jiffy. Construction in progress. We're out of recruits, Commander.
So this is gonna be a small map.
Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
In a straight line now.
Oh crap. Oh crap. I'm so dead.
Enemy troopers can now capture our buildings.
Here's to you, sire.
Well, this is not
Built in a
going
jiffy.
good here. This is not going good at all. Let's wait
In a
here for a
straight
second.
line now. Somebody get the iron.
Because the bazookas are not very good against the light units.
Rock and roll, baby.
So, yeah, so let's load the game back in. So this increases the range.
Bang for your buck.
So let's rush this. I might not be able to do it. I might not be able to pull it off here.
Construction in progress. We need more recruits, Commander. We're out of recruits, Commander.
Here's to you, sire. Bang for your buck.
Construction underway, Commander.
Yeah, this is not good. There's no way. No way to win that.
Completed.
Not with the troops that I have. So there's no load. Let's retreat. Because the bazookas are not good against the light units. And don't have enough time to get my dragon form out since you can't use the dragon form, I think, in the first minute of gameplay. Let's throw day 3 back in. Maybe we'll take a jeep over instead. So we got we'll take one jeep. And you can buy more units here. There's been inventory, so we have a chance this time. We have a chance. Oh, I didn't unload my transport. I did not unload my transport. That's... So you have to unload the transport so your troops are on the land. Otherwise, it's meaningless. Oops. So let's put one here. Okay. Unload them. Let's buy another one of these. I should put more units here too. Or maybe not, since I don't have a transport. Alright. Let's try this again. Let's try this. So I have a 66% chance of winning this one. Since my cheap is going to be able to take out the Divinity pretty easily. So let's do this. We should be able to win this battle. Enough yet.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Try to get these turrets lit up.
Construction underway, Commander. It'll be built in a jiffy.
Much better.
You set the trap, I'll make the kill. Go on, give me a target.
Construction in progress.
Like the wind.
Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
Perfect.
You found me, did you? Picking up their scent.
Oh, maybe we'll try rushing these guys.
We're out of recruits, Commander.
You're blowing my cover.
Recruitment citadel completed. Construction underway, Commander.
Once more onto the breach. Look, it's trapped.
There you go, again.
Wall factory completed.
Alright, let's go back over here.
Your unit will soon be ready. Construction in progress. Construction underway, Commander.
We need to build some more factories
Built in
here.
a jiffy.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Hunters off the leash. You're blowing my cover.
Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
Might be a bad idea trying to take this.
Construction in progress. Wall factory completed. Unit is being manufactured, Commander. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
Hunter on the prowl.
Let's keep building some more jeeps here.
Commander.
And yeah,
Anti-ground turret completed. Anti-ground turret completed.
should be able to pull this off.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
You found me, did you? You're blowing my cover. Show me my prey.
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Construction in progress. Construction underway, Commander.
Alright.
You set the trap, I'll make the kill.
So many light units, man.
You found me, did you? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I got license to kill.
There, we got this.
Anti-ground turret completed.
You found me, did you?
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
Like the wind. Hunter on the prowl.
They're gonna be coming down here.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
You found me, did you? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Hunters off the leash. Show me my prey.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
Alright, let's go and
They won't even see me coming.
take these guys out.
Show me my prey. Go on, give me a target.
Construction in progress. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
Sound the trumpets, hunters here. Get us out of here, Commander! Without a trace.
Drop the transport.
Anti-ground turret completed.
Do this.
Built in a jiffy.
Put it over there. Easily won.
Construction underway, Commander.
You set the trap, I'll make the kill. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Anti-ground turret completed.
You found me, did you?
More recruitment.
Anti-ground turret completed. It'll be built in a jiffy.
They're not building any heavy fighters, so let's stick with the jeeps here.
In progress.
Go on, give me a target.
There's a whole bunch of them up here. So they're all covered in one area now.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
They're sending a whole army down there.
Recruitment citadel completed. Your unit will soon be ready. Wall factory completed.
You found me, did you? Sound the trumpets.
Oh, they're running back. They're afraid. Yeah, I could use a dragon more. I just keep forgetting to use them. And I have a hard time controlling them at the moment.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
Just go up here.
Your unit will soon be ready.
I got license to kill. Sound the trumpets.
I don't need a dragon.
Your unit will soon be ready. Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
Shit, you're blowing my cover.
Do some more jeeps and then I'll go in attack with dragon and all.
You set the trap, I'll make the kill. Hunter's off the leash.
There are no turns on this side. This will be easy battle here.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
Population depleted.
Alright, let's do this.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Oh, wait.
Hunter on the prowl.
Get more units while they come down.
Your unit will roll out momentarily, Commander.
You found me, did you? On the trail. You set the trap, I'll make the kill. Picking up
I
the
won.
scent.
Crushed them. They didn't use any other troops other than the light infantry unit, so. So that's everything we had survived, and they lost the transport, which is good. Famed generals flock to the banner of the bastard. I man aboard the Raven. Victory party report. Unification of the land, or one-man personal popularity contest. Help me, says Emperor. I'm misunderstood.
Ah, Commander. No doubt you've had an eventful and successful day so far. But don't rest on your laurels just yet. For I'm here to inform you the councillors have arrived. The ambassadors of the races whom you'll have to duel and deal with in the political arena. Such is both the prerogative and the burden of an emperor to be. You may think your first duty is that of conquest, to bring the war to as swift an end as possible. But I'm afraid there is much more to being a monarch than military matters alone. As a commander, as an emperor, you'll have to constantly endeavor to find that delicate balance between your roles as strategist and statesman, for the one necessarily influences the other. Now, you may consider it strange that some will worry about the price of bread, and others will gripe about taxes, when all around us, machines of war threaten the existence of the very realm. But if you give it a moment's further thought, this is only logical. We may find ourselves trapped amid a conflict of gargantuan proportions. But that does not mean the average man worries most about feeding his family, about the little things that make for a happy life. And when you have been given an empire, Commander, you have to be responsible for every matter, every obstacle, every creature, great and small. This may seem daunting, but I have never and never will doubt for even an instant that you, of all people, will rise to the occasion. Your counselors await you in the throne room, Commander. Godspeed.
Alright, this is where the political game comes into play here. So, yeah, I can build on the island now. I can build on all the other islands that I've conquered as well. I haven't done that yet, as money is not rolling in quite yet. So I need money in order to build buildings. which I don't have a lot of money. I'm getting 17. Well, I'm getting more now. I have 11. And I'm gaining, I have 5 research points per day now, which is nice. So let's go to the throne room and meet our guest.
Aha! Shush, everyone, shush! Here comes the long-awaited commander. The dragon that would deliver us from vile usurpers. The one deserving heir to Rivellon's throne. Let me cut right to the chase, Commander, for I'm not a man who takes pride in his words, but in his pragmatism, rather. The entire realm is under siege, and the free peoples left need a strong leader. One who inspires. You see, there may be a war going on, Commander, but that doesn't mean you don't have a realm to rule. Oftentimes, political concerns will take precedence over military ones, no matter how trivial they may sometimes seem in these dark times. As much as possible, where your rule has been established, everyday life must continue like it would in times of peace, and everyday life concerns itself with everyday worries. The people will look to you for guidance in these matters. We, as their representatives, have witnessed your triumphs with mounting awe, and have agreed you are to be the one, the hero, who shall both restore the kingdom and recommence the workings of government. I therefore declare you Emperor. Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor!
Alright, from now on, the councilors will bring before you various political problems. If you do not make a decision, the majority vote will always carry the motion. Alright, so we have the undead, the elves, the dwarves, the lizards, and then the imps. Let's talk to each one of these guys. Start with the undead.
May the Seven be praised now that we have found our champion and our emperor. May the fire of the dragon obliterate every heretic in its way. May the light of the gods illuminate your soul.
You hold the gods in high regard, it seems.
The highest. We are the chosen of the Seven, Commander. We are those that have known death, have walked its black shores, but then have been restored to life. You think you are alive now, Commander, but you are not. You are but in the phase of flesh. Yet if you are devout and sweat in service of the Seven, you too, after the Dark Mother has lulled you to sleep, may be plucked from the dales of shadow and given the perpetuity of the bone.
Alright.
Do well by the gods, Commander, and you'll do well by us, as well as all in the realm. We have many proposals to that effect, which I will bring before you in due time. So say I, Yorick, humble servant of the Seven.
Hello there, Spirius. Thanks for the host. So if you guys are not already following Spirius, you should do so. So he's been playing The Witcher 3. So plays all kinds of newer games. So pretty cool. Alright. Let's talk to the elves here.
Honored to meet you, Commander. I am Oberon, envoy of the elves, ambassador of the beasts, spokesman of plants, here in the hope that our new emperor will treat majestic Rivellon with the reverence she deserves, even in these times of frightful war.
So what makes the elves tick?
Well, Commander, if elves were the only race to have become what they misnomer civilized, this globe and all upon it would exist in a paradise of such perfection, the gods need not create for us a heaven. Such, alas, is the fiction, not the reality.
Oh yes, Billy, of course, you play everything. He plays old games as well.
Others, less scrupulous in the handling of natural beauty, have risen to prominence. They hack and mine, blast, drain, and usurp. As much as we can, we condemn and attempt to stop their misguided endeavors. We are the Green Mothers, unwavering paladins. And it is our fondest desire you, Commander, will join our ranks. Defend nature, and defend the little man, for they will in turn defend you. A happy people, one with the wilds, will fight for its country with redoubled zeal. To that effect, I hope we'll have your backing.
Yeah, you're coughing. This is environmentalist. The elves are environmentalist.
Isn't this a world gone topsy-turvy? I've declared you Emperor, and you don't even know my name. Sir Falstaff Silvervein, Commander. Born and bred neath the Emerald Mountains. There. Now that we've been acquainted, I do declare it's time for a beer.
Ah, tell me more about the dwarves.
A prouder folk you'll ne'er meet, Commander, nor a more robust one. Best allies an aspiring king can have, for our love of gold and all things precious is legendary, and gold is what an emperor needs if it be conquest that takes his fancy. So listen when I give advice, for your economy will prosper by it.
So this guy's like from the United States. All about the money.
Liquid gold, of course, is another of our pride and joys. For ale or sparkle, we'd go to war. But our families, above all, Commander, are holy. Those manifold kernels that band together, and like the rings that form a chain mail, shape a society that is stout and steadfast. Yes, dwarven families grow as plenty as the grain on 1,000 wheat fields. And just like grain, it is from them that we derive the bread that nourishes civilization, and the beer that quenches its thirst.
Alright, let's talk to the lizard.
By the powers vested in me by the great lizard lords, I prosper. Endorse your newfound emperorship. Sorely we are in need of a dragon, Commander.
Tell me more about your kind.
We are not a people that make great demands, Commander. We simply hold many a thing dear without succumbing to the excess of it. The dwarves revere their gold to such an extent it becomes a fetish. Elves abide so strictly by nature they become her slaves. We like gold, for it is an economical mast. We like nature, for she sustains us. Yet none of the two we idolize.
So she's like the middle ground person. Not for too much for the economy, but not so far in line with the nature.
Reason and liberty, those are our bywords. Territories we defend valiantly. Territories, alas, easily encroached upon, for emperors tend to curtail them. Our ideal is therefore not a monarchy, but a republic. Think on that, Commander, as you pursue the throne.
I'm assuming these guys can be
Like
science.
Romeo's gadgets, it's a pleasure indeed to shake hands with you, Commander. Your technician is my nephew, don't you know? And I am Trinculo Shortfuse, son of Trunculo Even Shorter Fuse. Praised be the dragon.
What did the imps bring to the table?
Ha! You want gizmos? You want imps. You want the unthinkable? You want imps. You want great, big, loud, bright fire explosions? Lords above, it's imps you want. We live for all that is new and shiny. The old, we blow it up. The new, we study it for a while before we blow it up. Why? Because there's always something even newer waiting around the corner. Science, Great Dragon, never sits still. Try, investigate, experiment. And with a bit of luck, boom! Ha ha ha! A bigger bang than ever. On a more serious note though, Commander, science is indeed our passion. And we hope that under your rule, we will be free to explore its limits. Damn the gods, for there are none, and damn petty morality, for it is a brake on progress. Back us, and we'll craft you miracles.
Alright, so these are politicians, and the issues that bring up will be quite interesting. It will be quite interesting. So let's go to the laboratory and see what the imps have to say.
How's that jetpack working out for you, my lord. I knew you'd like it. Righto, my lord.
So we have 9 resource points now. So this is like air to ground. That's alright. But tanks are not good against light. So Jeep is still better than tanks in that regard. Increases the fire range of any unit to buy. I think I'm gonna save for I was looking at the transport because we're gonna need some more transports here. Look at that. Alright, let's go back to the war room here. Save our game. I can't rename the save. We call it main save. I don't think we need to save every day as it's supposed to save here. Oh, but every once in a while make a hard save if I have to make a difficult decision. Or we just have one save where we save everything too. Alright, let's get to our next move. So I actually could take this place over, but so we're gonna have okay, we get that one turn. So we're gonna take over this place next. Does anybody have any more transports? Nobody has any more transports, so no one can actually attack me anymore, other than by land. So this place is not very big. Let's see if I can build a building here. Revenue by 100, so that can even help me any. I got 1 gold. Got 5 gold. You better gold mine. Get 1 extra gold per day. And I spend lots of money on troops. Let's see, we got 7 left. Let's see another one in bazooka. And we'll get a tank when we take this over, which is nice. And that's it. So we're not gonna actually go to battle unless someone decides to attack me. And I doubt anybody's gonna try to take this capital over. So let's end our turn here. Dragon Knight declared Emperor. Winged love child is Empire's last hope. This system, dragons apparently hibernate. Is imitation not the sincerest form of learning? Emperor asked the enemy as he flatters them with an imitation of their transporter ship. You're standing right here. What do you want?
What a sorry excuse for a general Henry is. Drunk as a dwarf again, going on and on about his lost arm. The more liquor disappears down his throat, the more he can still feel it. Wish he had a phantom tongue instead of a phantom limb. The place would be so much quieter.
So there's an issue you have to deal with in the bar. And the throne room is, I believe, where we do our political stuff. So let's go to the bar here. See if we can resolve this issue here.
Well, 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 the Dragon Commander himself. Come, sit, drink with me. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. He's had a few too many. But you'd take to the right too if you had an imp apparatus for an arm. Never told you how I came by this eyesore, did I? 'Twas during the great and glorious last stand to save the Empire. Horseshit. We fought like lions so that the king, your bloody father, could scarper with what riches he could hold. But my soldiers did their duty. They died where they stood, and I was left for dead, one of an eye and an arm. Not that any of it mattered. The king's head was shown decorating a stake, like star crowns will the pines come midwinter night. Defeat. Bah. Luckily, a touch of the malt can relieve its bitter taste.
Alright, let's see what we got options we have here. Despite the dislike of my father, you stood your ground and did your duty. I hope I've gained your respect so that you stand by me, too, should the situation arise.
You have the respect of Maxos, and that certainly speaks in your favor. But you'll need to come a long way yet to prove unto me you're not just another pampered prince he yanked away from his mother's teat. So what'll you have then? Mead? Or milk?
Alright,
what would you inquire of me, Commander?
Nothing new there.
Sup, Commander?
Alright, so let's go to the throne room here.
Commander, it is imperative that we should win the war. For our enemies are godless heathens in need of annihilation. To hasten this process, I therefore propose we introduce conscription. For why have young, able-bodied men sit around or do menial tasks when they could be serving in your armies instead?
It's imperative that we should win the war for our enemy, the godless heathen, blah 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 blah. Okay. A racist attitude towards you determines how much support you receive in combat when fighting on the lands. Yeah, that's when you see like the elf symbols and the undead symbols and the dwarf symbols. That helps with recruiting troops. So let's get everybody's opinion.
Commander, even the most peace-loving elf won't deny that in these dark times of war, allowances have to be made which we would otherwise condemn. Conscription, though, goes too far. Let those that wish to fight for our cause do so, but let's not force men away from their families if they feel it is their duty to stand by them.
Alright.
Conscription may have somewhat of an ill ring to it, Commander, but it might be worth consideration nonetheless. There's not a dwarf that won't take up his axe for the Empire, but elves. A three-fingered man could number their volunteers on one hand. Time to get these weaklings into shape.
I don't think conscription is a very good idea, Commander. Not only should a life of soldiery be an individual's choice rather than an obligation, but by drafting so many young men into the army, you're draining our economical reserves. So please don't forget your political obligations because of your military ones.
You make a good point. You make a good point.
Here's an imp's perspective, Commander. More soldiers equals bigger battles, and bigger battles equals more explosions. Win-win. Granted, it's a bit of a simplistic perspective, but imps will have their fun, you know.
Yeah. We're going to deny this. I don't like forcing people to go to war if they don't want to. So.
Your refusal is no more than an encouragement, a celebration even of cowardice. Those who do not step up for the glory of the gods by themselves should have been forced to do so.
Alright, made my choice. So, still gonna need more research before I can do anything. So let's go to the war room here. Let's save here. There's main here. Do we have anything else to say?
A sorry excuse for a general, Henry is.
Oh, you said the same thing. Said nothing new there. What do I say? Let's send the infantry over there. So we'll get some tanks in the process. We'll probably move these tanks over here. And yeah. So in this place, let's build a tavern. So the tavern will give us mercenary cards, which are very, 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 very useful. It'll allow us to quickly put more armies into a battle if we need it. And we have 6 gold left. So probably save my money here. That'll be it for this turn. Let's end that. They're getting ready to attack me here. This is going to be quite the nasty battle here. When your popularity is about 50, you get more support. Support indicates how many people you can recruit in combat. So we'll get more, be able to recruit more. But as you can see, the dwarves didn't like me, and the imps don't like me, and the undead didn't like me. I lost 5 percentage points based on the decision I made. And the elves and the lizards like me, so they gained a little bit more. Henry unfit to be general, but don't quote me on that. Lord Edmund confides. No to conscription. Emperor foolishly plays into enemy hands. Where are you, Emperor? Every decision you make with your consul, general, or queen will have consequences. Some of these will generate cards or gameplay disadvantages. Certain buildings in possession will also generate cards. Alright, good night, Digi Inferno. Thanks for stopping by. So we get a buff card here. Your trooper's range will increase to 75%. Alright, and then the grenader's range will decrease with 50%. The populace motivation has increased by 10%. There's 7 curse you. Your luck has decreased by 2%. Alright. So let's see what the Queen has to say. Is Lizard Council
Fie
here?
upon Edmund's pride, Commander. The Lizard Lords have granted him the honor of representing our mighty military on a diplomatic mission of utter import, and he gets his knickers in a twist because it comes with a sport of sacrament alien to our ways. I should think it would be good fun to attend an imp ceremony. Something is bound to blow up. Isn't that what the generals normally like?
Alright. Let's talk, go to the bar here. Let's talk to Edmund here.
Imps, Commander. Are they not truly the lowliest of all the races? Were it not for the hint of demon cunning in their blood, we most probably wouldn't speak to them as much as serve them for supper with a series of seasonal stuffings. As it is, however, the Lizard Lords have deemed it fit to strengthen the military cooperation between ourselves and those demoniacal dewdrops. I'd exhale an existential sigh upon the hearing of such folly, yet give it no further thought but for one devilish detail in the treaty. It is I, as our foremost general, who must, quite literally, stoop to inspect their armies. An impish high priest will be present, figures fit for farce that are greeted and received with ridiculous amounts of highly ritualized protocol. As Henry might say, Commander, I'd rather lick marmalade from an orc's behind than bow to an imp. My very reason for currying your draconic benevolence at this hour. Certainly I have your blessing to abstain from these grotesque formalities and tend to business rather than etiquette.
Alright, let's see what I want to say here. Alright, we're gonna jump with the first option here. I don't care if they have you jumping through hoops. If a courtesy is demanded, you must deliver upon it. Such are the rules of diplomacy.
Your wish, my command, et sorry cetera. But if there indeed be hoops, the snapping of little necks will be added to the ritual.
Better not snap anybody's necks.
What would you inquire of me, Commander?
I must say, I don't envy Edmund, Commander. He's to bow and scrape before an imp of all things. If 'twere any other general, I'd publicly protest. But that conceited tosser deserves to kiss dust once in a while. Remind him he walks the earth just like the rest of us. Well, except you, perhaps.
Alright.
Sup, Commander?
Alright, that's it there. Nothing new here. So we got plenty of research points here. So what do we want to build here? I really like the immortal turns. Infantry Kamatsky. That could be dangerous. Well, tanks will have their use. But so far I haven't really seen anyone using tanks yet. Everybody's using grenadiers and the other weak unit. I'll probably only have to wait one turn to get another one, so not like I'll be having to fight a lot of battles here. Let's do that. Alright, let's go to the war room again. Save our game like always. Main save. Alright, return, zoom, and let's see what we got here. So they have, oh, they have the infantry Kamamatsuki. That's gonna be dangerous. That's gonna be dangerous. They have lots of infantry and lots of jeeps. So I'm going to leave the infantry there. I'm gonna bring my tanks over here. Since nobody has transports. Oh, there is a transport. Somebody did build a transport. So there is a transport here. Yeah, but have some troops at each place then. Otherwise, it could be anybody over here. Since there's a lot of infantry here. That's a lot of units, man. That is a lot of units. You have a gold mine, you have a factory there. Academy, got 3% discount. Tavern. Alright, so we got tons of shooters in the bank. I can look at upgrading the dragon. I'll do that after I figure out any other moves I want to make here. I guess I'll do that now. That's gonna be in my personal quarters.
Praise be that I know more than 100 languages older than mankind itself. If not, these books would mean very little to me indeed.
Grandma tells me the raven sings to him in his sleep, and that the voice is female.
Does he now? There's an explanation for that, but I'll reserve it for later.
Alright.
It shall be my honor.
Healing fireball, haste. You got advance yet? No. Meters. I can speed units up. Not cause overheating. This is not useful. Let's get this. Let's get the heating fireball. I'm down to 1 resource point. This battle could be very huge, man. Could be very huge here. I think I'll wait one more turn before I attack, but let's buy some more units here. Another jeep, another bazooka. Maybe another bazooka here. Let's try that. I think in this game, if you get too many units fighting he said he won't be able to use them all at the very start. Which is where the auto battle comes in handy. So let's end our turn and see what they do. I have so many units, man. Holy crap. Emperor subjects general to impish humiliation. They tell you to roll over, you roll over. Emperor on holiday, pictures inside. Dragon seen attacking own troops. Emperor claims this fire heals. Somehow I got more bonus for the lizards there. Your general's actions have influenced the Empire. So you have 2 grenadiers, mercenaries. Nice. Nice.
It would seem Edmund has come back from his inspection duties among the imp armies already. I had expected tales of mayhem to precede his reappearance. In fact, I bet Henry the lizards and imps would be at war as soon as he set foot among them. But no. All the better, of course. Though a little disappointing.
Alright, let's go to the bar.
Yes, Commander?
Nothing.
Frightfully boring folk, those lizards, Commander. That general of yours held our High Priest hostage with board games and chatter. Our engineers built a great tower just to blow it up again. A great gift for the envoy of our allies. But did he come and watch? No. Preferred conversation to combustion. What a nincompoop.
Oh, Edmund. What am I gonna do with you?
No doubt you rejoice at my swift return from the land of imps, that borough of blight, that cyst in civilization. Returned have I to more glorious heights. The gods I'd thank if I believed in any. Do forgive me if I appear exceptionally smug today, but I was very flattered, you see, to witness how my reputation precedes me even into the very crevices of the world. The imps had heard of my approach and my modicum of resentment for their rituals. I was therefore pleasantly surprised to be greeted with a cordial handshake no more. Yes, he was rather an agreeable chap, as a matter of fact. The High Priest, I mean. After the military inspection, we played chess and talked philosophy the night through. It goes without saying I won every game and lacerated his logic like an eagle its prey. But he was not as devoid of all intellect as I had expected his entire species to be. A comforting thought, somehow, knowing you trust them to strap explosive engines to your back.
Alright.
Sup, Commander?
Alright, time to go out the throne room to discuss another matter here. Another political matter.
I am pleading here today on behalf of a dwarven miner who was cruelly left to his fate by his own kindred. An incident in the mines cost him his leg, and he is too poor to pay for a proper prosthetic one. Henry, your own general, could afford impish machinery, but the dwarves, who easily could as well, will not provide for their stricken fellow. Well, I say they should. Indeed, the state should. We can. So why not do so?
Oh. I don't like this one.
Just like diseases, accidents are simply punishments from the gods. If this misbegotten dwarf lost a leg, he probably took the Seven's names in vain, or forgot to say a prayer before dinner, and they saw it fit to make him attentive of his sin. Paying for his convalescence would be tantamount to forgiving his trespass, which only the gods have the least to do.
If the state should pay for each and every work accident, for every broken nail and broken leg, we'll be paying through the nose, and it's your finances that'll be crippled. Mark my words, Commander. Listen to that bleeding heart elf, and the treasury will bleed the more for it.
Yep, I'm sure we'll make us money if we decide to agree with this.
Oberon's tale is a shocking one, Commander. If this miner suffered such a dreadful injury while working, then the mining corporation in charge should pay for his treatment. And if they won't or cannot, then yes, the nation should.
Alright.
More with a prosthetic limb than without among us imps. Comes with the territory, I suppose. All those volatile war machines. Most of our top inventors have more metal than meat to them. And of course, it's only fair the government chips in where they can.
This is a tough decision. Because if I say yes, then I won't make less money per turn. Which means I can hire less troops. Which means it'll be slower to gain the army to conquer the other lands. But if I say yes, I'm sure there's some sort of other benefit that I'm not aware of if we do accept the insurance. If we do provide medical health for everyone. I'm sure that you'll be able to recruit more units, I imagine. If I accept it, but it'll cost us money to do so. But I think I'm going to go with no here. Because the economy is quite important in this game. And we need all the money we can get to clear these maps.
So another crippled laborer must perish in the gutter to save the royal treasury a few guineas. There is blood on your gold, Commander, that cannot be washed away.
There we go. I made my choice. Let's save our game. It would be good if the game actually told you what the benefits and what the benefits or not the benefits or the not the benefits of accepting or not accepting a political plan. It's hard to determine whether or not it's actually a good idea to do certain things. Alright. No, we'll do one more round here before we wrap it up. What we got here? We got 7 infantry. Holy crap. And 4 jeeps. And a priest. Of course. 2 bazookas and an infantry. We got 3 jeeps here. And 2 tanks. But we did save our game. That is a lot of infantry. And since they have so much infantry, and they have the infantry kamikaze, that's going to be bad. And they have a priest, which can heal units. And of course they have the 4 jeeps. Oh, a couple of tanks. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot here. We can, that's a good idea, choice outfit, since I could always save and reload to see what the benefits are of a certain political plan. I could do that for next time. Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna bring This might be bad. This might be very bad. I'm gonna hire some more units here. Do that. I don't know, Spirit. We could actually lose all our troops. That's what could go wrong. Cause not very good at the OTS part yet. Not very good. That's. Anything else we need to do? Alright, that's... I have a 53% chance to win that battle. So, let's end our turn. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Of course I have a dragon. Minus 2% luck. And a +1 affinity bonus. And they hired a Zeppelin. Which isn't all that useful. Yeah, I do have mercenary cards and stuff like that I can always play too. But 60% is actually pretty good. Let's see what kind of mercenary cards I actually have. I can actually don't have grenadiers do that now. I don't have any troopers. Maybe we'll use a Zeppelin. Oops. Just so I have one and he has one, so we'll both have one. So let's try this. Let's try. Oh, I gotta show a map here. So I can just give you the map. It doesn't actually tell you where everything's at. All right. Let's. I think I'll lead the battle. I got 6. Oh wow, 68%. Let's go to battle here. Alright. Let's see if we can do this. So I got high healing fireball. Alright. Yeah, I know auto resolve is also good. At least for the easier maps, want to do the OTS part. But when we get to the toward the mid game and end game, I'm probably gonna rely more on the auto resolve, so I don't have to deal with everything. Alright, so we're there. Alright, let's
You're blowing my cover.
Bang for your buck.
I don't want to take too many units up there. Let's grab a couple of these.
Found me, did you?
It'll be built in a jiffy.
We've got a couple guys coming. What do I got?
Construction in progress. Construction underway, Commander. We need more recruits, Commander. We're out of recruits, Commander. It'll be built in a jiffy. Enemy troopers can now capture our buildings. Construction in progress. More recruits, Commander. We're out of recruits, Commander.
Give me more recruits.
Construction underway, Commander. Anti-ground turret completed.
Alright,
Unit is being manufactured, Commander. It'll be built in a jiffy.
Show me my prey.
let's do that.
The best way to see Rivalon is through the crosshairs of my double barrel.
Recruitment citadel completed. Construction underway, Commander.
Ready for the Blitzkrieg.
What do we got here?
The best way to see Rivalon is through the crosshairs of my double barrel.
This is the main hub here.
Run like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Trying to find the best way to do this.
It'll be built in a jiffy. Construction in progress.
All is ours for the taking.
Unit is being manufactured, Commander. It'll be built in a jiffy. Construction underway, Commander.
Hunters off the leash. Like the wind.
Bang for your buck.
You found me, did you? On the trail.
Let's see how this works.
On the prowl.
We have a lot of bazookas. A lot of Zeppelins, that's for sure. Holy crap.
Wall factory completed. Unit is being manufactured, Commander.
I don't have any air turrets. So I could be in trouble here.
No mountain can stop us.
Your unit
Could be in trouble if I don't have any air turrets. Whoa. I'm having trouble controlling this dragon. Come away. Alright.
Ready for the Blitzkrieg.
Without a trace.
I've heard reports about the imminent arrival of enemy warlocks. Enemy warlocks can turn our troops into beetles. Enemy warlocks can cloak now, Commander. You don't want them popping up behind your back.
Oh, we got this.
I will drench their torn banner in blood.
No, it's a trap.
Well, that was not too bad. Looks like I had this one.
Of course, my lord. We fight for freedom.
So the rest of the guys. Ah, they have stuff up there.
Big guy coming through.
It'll be built in a jiffy.
All for hail!
So I think you have to actually destroy all their recruitment centers in order to win them out.
Anti-ground turret completed.
And we got it. Very cool. Very cool. That was a lot easier than I expected. Really need to learn how to get better control of my dragon. So they had what? They had a lot of priests. And they had some warlocks too. So all our units survived, and they lost all this. That's very cool. General has pleasant chat with Imp Shaman. Never have we been so duly insulted. Twainko laments. Emperor abandoned sick and injured. Vultures need to eat. Eat too, he reasons. Emperor rumored to have palace built with enemy bones. Countries in shock. Barbaric tribes not so much. Enemy forces flying high again. Support of airships improve army overall. Emperor losing arms race. Okay. So we got a combat card. You get 4 priests. Okay. Your policies had the following consequences. Okay, so motivation has decreased by 10%. And we will receive 2 extra gold per ton. So this is where you will see the effects of the policy that you put in. So the motivation rate, I think, has to do with the recruitment of how fast you can recruit troops when you're in the RTS mode. But we got 2 extra gold per ton, which is nice. Alright, let's talk to Edmund here.
When Catherine is out of sorts, there seems to be no escaping her ire, Commander. I do understand her, though. For whilst equality among the civilized races is not to be found, I do uphold that women are every bit as capable as men, provided they are lizards.
Typical of Catherine to get miffed over money. I don't care what they pay me as long as I get to brawl and booze.
Alright, let's go to the bar here.
Listen here, Commander, for I have a matter of great import that I should like to bring to your attention. In the realm I ruled, that rule was absolute, as was that of my vassals, women all, of course. We concerned ourselves with matters of mastery and the mind. Men with all things menial, according to the natural order. On this ship, however, I find myself trapped amid so many cocks of the walk, the one more swollen with self-importance than the next, only to discover these pompous windbags actually earn more wages than Scarlet, Prospera, or I do.
Okay.
If anyone, it is we of the superior sex who should sooner receive more silver and gold than those of the savage variety. You'll set right this iniquity, Commander, and you'll do it now.
I don't like your tone, young woman. Alright, I had no idea men and women on the ship receive different salaries. You can calm down, I'll fix this immediately. So this will cause the mercenaries to be, the female mercenaries to be paid more. So be up in line with the men. So you could actually do the second option and keep the cheap women mercenaries. I'm sure that will cause other problems. So we will pay them the same.
Good. So you should. And I hope this is the last of such nonsense I've had to deal with.
Yikes, what a vixen! Can't dear old Kathy be happy with the wages she gets? Not like she has to cook or clean.
Alright, let's go to the laboratory here. Air tones could come in handy. That mortar was probably a waste of money, a waste of research points, because I don't need it right now. This tank could come in handy as well, but and the enemy are starting to have flying units. So let's get this, just in case I need it. Improved missiles, bazooka, passive. That's pretty useful, I guess. Bazookas. Let's get the AoE upgrade. So, right, that's we'll save our game here, and we'll wrap things up here for tonight. And we'll continue this again tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see if we can maybe get through the first map, since this is more than one map to the campaign. So this is not the only map that we'll be doing. But my next stream will be, we'll play some more Wizardry 7 at 1 p.m. Eastern. And if you have not yet, feel free to follow me here on Twitch and on Twitter. And let's see who can raid here tonight. Let's give Kilgore a try to raid. I have a great, good raid message for him. So let's do that. Get a shout out here. It's a hercxena raid. So for raid message, say hercxena raid. In order to inflict maximum damage, you need a dragon with a jetpack. So thanks again, everyone, for coming, and I hope to see you guys again next time.